Moving on, there is a situation in 1978 when General Sinha was the Adjutant General, initially
Mm,
Deputy Adjutant General, he
mm,
had worked as, and he had worked while the Defense Secretary and other civilian officers were also in operation, in action. And the Raksha Mantri told him that you are in a wrong profession and he should have been a lawyer. What
yeah.
was that?
Okay. In 1978, General Sinha was promoted Lieutenant General and posted to Delhi as the Adjutant General. And he had worked earlier as Deputy AG, so he knew the job. And he was given the task of, convincing the government to remove the disparities in rank between the army and the civil and pay and all other perks between the army and civil
You mean
services.
parity? So,
Yeah, parity.
yes,
And there have been a lot of anomalies which had
yes.
crept in over the period, not only with the civil services, between the three services itself.
Okay,
So Sinha then carried out a very detailed study. He gave a briefing to all the three service chiefs, and they were convinced, yes, this point. So he said, okay, you give a presentation to the Raksha Mantri.
okay,
So he prepared a presentation to the Raksha Mantri, and then he gave a presentation. He carried out a detailed analysis of the Indian armed forces and those in foreign countries and the disparities, and between the Indian armed forces and the civil services. And after hearing his arguments, the Raksha Mantri was, he was Mr. Subramaniam. He was convinced that yes, what the general said is right. And then he made this remark that you joined the wrong profession. You should have been a lawyer.
something fantastic. The competence and the caliber of General Sinha
Yes.
that he did that work and took into consideration the position existing in foreign armies and to remove the anomalies that were existing between the services and services vis-a-vis the
Yeah,
civilians.
that's
That's
true.
something spectacular. And
Mm.
then I move to when General Sinha was the Western Army commander. General Krishna Rao was the chief, army chief, and you've written that at one stage, General SK Sinha, as the army commander, advised Krishna Rao not to arrest Bhindranwale. What was the actual situation?
In 1982,
It's
I
around
think,
81, mid 81.
yeah. After that, in 1982 itself, during the Asiad in Delhi, there were reports that the six Sikh extremists are planning to disrupt the games. And then, shortly after that, Lala Jagat Narayan, he was a publisher in Punjab. He was,
Journalist.
yeah, he was a journalist.
Yes.
He was assassinated, and son Darnail Singh Bhindranwale was supposed to be involved in the attack. So they wanted him to be arrested and put behind bars. Now the Punjab government said we will not be able to do it. They requested the army to do it. So Sinha said, we, that is not my job. So then the chief minister spoke to the prime minister. The prime minister gave instructions to the chief, General Krishna Rao, and Krishna Rao passed on those instructions to General Sinha. Then Sinha convinced him, look, this is not our job to help them do this control mobs and riots. Yes, there's a provision in law that they can hand over the situation to us in aid to civil power. They should requisition the army, but after that it is our responsibility. We don't go and help them to arrest somebody. If they can't do it, let them hand over to us. We'll take care of it.
So this was
So
quite wise and far-sighted.
yes, they're far-sighted because this sort of problem often arises. And then Krishna Rao spoke to the Prime Minister. This would be an illegal. The army would go and help or arrest. The army does not arrest a civilian. That is the job of the police. Yes, if the situation goes out of their control, they can requisition. the Indian Army's help. After that, once the situation is handed over to us, we'll decide how to handle it. The Prime Minister was convinced and she cancelled those orders. So that's the
Would
thing.
you like to sort of indicate this, point this out as a lesson to remember to the higher leadership of the army that it is not always in the national interest and in the service interest for them to obey the government, and they could point out the consequences and perhaps a wiser course of action. And this can be an example.
Yes, this is an example, and there have been many others where
Okay.
people who have got strong backbones,
Yes.
they have used illegal orders even from the government. During the emergency, General Raina was chief,
Yes.
and they were having some big this thing in the now present Rajpath, etc. And he was asked to provide water tankers, etc. to them. He, Sanjay Gandhi brainwave that let the army provide. And General refused. He says, that is not my job. You have
Right.
got your other thing, even security. That's not the job of the army. When you hand over security to us, then we'll do it. And imagine during the emergency, nobody used to dare oppose Sanjay Gandhi and Indira Gandhi. But he did that. There are a number of such examples.
Would you like to uh, give this example, sort of elaborate further in the context of Sanjay Gandhi?
Yes, Sanjay Gandhi was, became a power center.
Yes.
He started this vasectomy thing. Thousands and thousands of people were vasectomized because they wanted to fulfill a certain quota.
Yes.
I remember that time I was posted in Lucknow. I used to see the civilians. Of course, it improved the discipline among the civilians. Everybody used to come to office on time. Dot. Armed forces, of course, they didn't follow these dictums. They did the job as they always were. But people were so scared, and there were a number of cases found later that there were people who were not even married. Unmarried men had been vasectomized because they wanted to fulfill a certain quota. And anybody who went against him used to be sort of just sidelined. I was giving you the example of General Raina. At that time itself, there was a meeting, and in the defense headquarters, all the chiefs were there, the Raksha Mantri was there, Mansilal, and Sanjay Gandhi ko le aaye. He brought Sanjay Gandhi along with him to attend the meeting. General Raina objected. He said he does not have security clearance. We are going to discuss top secret matters.
Yes.
I will not sit
Very
reveal
good.
it.
Any other example of the strong backbone that you spoke about?
Of course, there are so many. In my book, there are 12 people. All of them had a similar backbone.
Okay. People will
Some
have
were
to go
chief.
through your book to find other
Yes,
examples at different stages.
there are dozens
Now,
of
with
them.
this, I move to another interesting situation, and that was in UK. And this is with regard to Field Marshal Slim. That Slim misunderstood General SK Sinha. He was not general then, perhaps as a major,
Yeah.
and addressed him as a JCO, Junior Commission Officer. What had actually happened?
In 1961, Sinha was sent to do the JSSC course in UK, uh, junior staff course. He was a major at that time, and there was a function, get together of the Gurkha Brigade. They used
Right.
to have an annual function, and he went in the Indian dress, sherwani, etc., and with a Burma star. Now the
He
Burma
was
star
went in
because
Sherwani and Chudidars.
yeah, and Chudidar.
Yes.
Because he had fought in Burma, he had the Burma star. No, General Slim, of course, had run the whole Burma campaign.
Yes.
The moment he
Charge later.
recognized, yeah, he recognized the Burma star, and in the Indian dress, he thought it must be a JSU. So he came up to him and he said, साहब आप बर्मा में किस रैंक में थे? तो सिन्हा सिन्हा replied, Sir, I was there as a captain and a lieutenant, and now I am doing the JSSC course.
Okay.
So, I was shocked.
Slim
Slim
must have realized his mistake.
realized, then he realized, yeah, I thought Indian Army people have got such quick promotions. Anybody who's fought in Burma must be a general now. So he was really surprised after meeting
Right.
this.
And now, very quickly, I would also seek your comments, actual situation. When General Sinha, who was expected, who was tipped to be the army chief, did not become, what was the actual situation then?
Okay, actually, that question, it got a very long answer. So I had
Very briefly, as
absolutely
brief as you would like, you can
yeah,
be.
the Sinha and Vedya both had joined the OTS together.
Okay.
But then Vedya was transferred to the Armored Corps School. He got commissioned from there
The
because he
date of
got
commissioning was same.
no. They were on different dates.
Okay.
You see, because each OTS had its own date. Once he went out of this OTS to Ahmednagar, he was commissioned from there.
Okay.
So his date became different. If we had remained then, maybe it would have, the seniority would have been like.
Yeah.
So that made a little difference in seniority. But the main reason was that General Vedya was the chief. After that, he should have become, but he was you know given an extension. And Krishna Rao, who was the chief when Sinha was there in Army headquarters, had given him an indication that don't worry, you will be the
Sinha
next
had been
chief.
vice chief, I think, perhaps.
Yeah, he was vice chief. So Krishna Rao told him, don't worry, you will take over from me. And he told everybody in the staff, please go through him for everything. I want him to be there in the picture. Then suddenly one day he told him, yeah, I'm sorry, uh, you are not becoming the chief. Somebody else is becoming the chief. Sinha straight away put in his resignation. He says, I'll quit then.
He had that
Lot of
clarity
people-
of mind
Yeah,
and decision. Yes.
but a lot of people in the press and other things asked him, what is the reason, etc. He said, there's no reason. I don't have any complaint against the government. It is their decision. They've taken it. They've taken it. So, people in parliament, they wanted a discussion on this subject, but which was not allowed, definitely. Then they quoted that when in Himaya's time he had resigned, there was a discussion of why should we have one now and all sorts of things. But it was not permitted, and he quietly went home, retired, and then started living his own life. Of course, later he came back, he became an ambassador, he became a governor, and so on.
Yes.
Things changed later.
His competence and caliber was
Yes.
recognized by the government and utilized.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
very
yes.
much. And this conversation with General VK Singh will continue to bring out the brilliant, outstanding leadership of the Indian Army after the Second World War, once India gained its independence. Stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you.